Alright, hear ye, folks. Latest news on the wire, I'm sure you already heard. After 146 years, Ringling Brothers is closing its curtains on May the 21st. 146 years, man, that's a long time. Yes, it is, a very, very long time. And I guess, everything comes to an end. Everything, whether good or bad, whether we enjoyed it, whether it's a part of our life experiences, everything always come to an end. That's just the nature of the game. The really big interesting thing about it is, as I'm online reading a lot of comments where people talking about, they're sorry to see that they're closing their curtains and all that. You got a lot of people, especially animal advocates like Peter, whoever, who are really happy they're closing their curtains. I found that out to be really interesting. And I guess the biggest thing, of course, is the whole thing about being cruelty to animals. I can say that I wasn't paying attention. I haven't been to Ringling Brothers Circus since I was a kid, in all honesty. But one of the things that I do remember about it, that I got excited about, was not the animals. As a matter of fact, I couldn't stand the animals at the circus. To me, they got in the way of the kind of stuff that I really went to see. I think about the times when my dad used to take us when we were real little. Way back many years ago, the circus used to be at the Washington Coliseum. And then we started going to at the DC Armory. And we would go there and we would be excited about it. That was a big thing especially back in the 70s. We would go to the circus, but it was not the animals that I was excited about. I think I was excited about everything else but the animals. I could care less. If I wanted to see animals, I would go to the National Zoo. But the biggest thing that I was always excited about were the acrobats and the tumblers and all the people like that just flipping all through the air. And without question at all, my biggest excitement of going to the Ringling Brothers Circus was, without a doubt, this guy who rode a motorcycle on the high wire. And that was a big thing to me. That was a big thing to everybody. But he would be up on that high wire, and it would be so exciting, and you would hear the motorcycle revving, and it's just making that loud noise like, oh my goodness, he getting ready to get down. And he would ride on the high wire up in the air, and he would do tricks, and he would kind of go back and forth, from one end to the other. And the thing about it is, when he rode, there would be a lady or two. The one time I went, there was one lady. Another time I went, there were two ladies hanging on the bottom of the motorcycle. So already it was an exciting thing watching the motorcycle go across that high wire. But now we're seeing a motorcycle with ladies hanging from the bottom of it, and then the motorcycle would ride, and it would, he would stand on the seat, and the woman would do little, poses and cartwheels and whatever the heck. Maybe not cartwheels, but she would do little poses and stance and stuff like that. And then he would get to a point when he would get to right around the middle. And right as he get to the middle, he would stand up on the seat for one, which was a big thing. And then he would come down from the seat. And then as he would come down from the seat, he would rev that motorcycle up. Vroom, vroom, vroom. And the biggest excitement of all is he would start flipping. And he would flip that motorcycle around. And the women below would flip along with him, and they would just flip over and over and over again. Man, that was the biggest thing. The next day in school, that's all we talked about, was the guy on the motorcycle on the high wire. Besides him, the guys that would be in the metal cages on their motorcycles. Those were the biggest things that we thought was great. The animals and the lion tamers, the elephants who stink like I don't know what. Nah, we weren't into that. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate that, I guess because of the whole cruelty to animals thing, that they are closing their curtains. But like I say, every dog has its day, and every day ends for everyone. So their time come. But 146 years, that's a big deal. But I do have to ask the question, with that being the case, is Universal Circus going to come under that same kind of scrutiny? I don't know. I didn't go online and research it, but I am very curious, because even though I grew up as a child going to the Ringling Brothers Circus, my kids grew up going to Universal Circus, which was a big thing because we saw more our kind up on there. More of our face color up on there. So that was a super big thing. And that's still going on. But, as I say, after 146 years, Ringling Brothers are closing their curtains. And thanks for the wonderful memories. Those are the things I'm going to think about, not the animals. I didn't dig the animals. I didn't care for the animals. The motorcycle, the gymnastic people, the tumblers, the people who walked on the high wire, those were the big thrills to us. So, other than that, don't forget to subscribe and share this with your friends if it's something you want to share. And I would love to hear your comments on what you think about this service thing too. Alright? Have a blessed day.